Conditions were mild here in the valley, but that could soon all change in some parts of our region. Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Christmas evening. I'm Bradford Eric. Let's head right over to Eric Whitehill so we know what the traveling conditions will be like in the morning. Eric?
Thank you very much, Bradford. It looks like we do have a winter weather advisory that has been issued here for parts of the Southern Valley, but let's take a look at radar here first. Looks like we've got quite a bit of cloud cover here and some snow just starting to move into the region here, but we do have that winter weather advisory for the areas shaded in purple, winter storm warning for the areas shaded in red here. So let's break it down to a regional summary here in South Dakota. Winter storm warning. So if you're traveling to Sioux Falls or down south along I-29, expect to have up to 6 inches of snow here by this is all said and done tomorrow night. Minnesota, expect to have accumulating snow along and south of Highway 10. And in North Dakota, we'll have some snow here in the Southern Valley, but in the Northern Valley, be very cold with wind chills up to -25. So some quite a dynamic weather event here that we've got going on, but I'll have full details for you here, including some snow forecast totals in just a few minutes.
Okay, thanks, Eric. We'll check back with you in a few moments. And you can stay up to date on the weather conditions anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just download the Storm Team Weather app to get the latest weather conditions and even follow the radar live. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store. A wave of severe weather continued tonight as a tornado touched down in central Alabama. The National Weather Service confirmed the twister touchdown about 5 p.m. Central Time near Birmingham. Fire officials say 3 homes were destroyed, but they aren't sure how many people have been displaced. One person was transported to the hospital with minor injuries. The mayor declared a state of emergency as the rain continued to pour and create flash flooding. The fire chief says there are no reports of anyone missing. A Moorhead family is displaced and 3 cats are dead tonight after a fire left significant damage to their home. It happened on the 600 block of 10th Street North in Moorhead. Officials tell us the fire started in the basement and left extensive smoke damage to the entire home. When fire crews arrived, about 9 people and a dog were able to get out of the home safely, but 3 cats did die of smoke inhalation. The Red Cross and Salvation Army are helping the family out while they are displaced. Fire crews say the cause of the fire is to be released tomorrow. Our story we brought you last night detailed how more people attend church services on Christmas Eve than on Christmas Day. Most of us equate Christmas to presents, family, and good times. But there's an activity that tops even visiting with close relatives. Valley News Team's Giovanna Simic tells us how people are now choosing to spend their holiday.
Christmas is a time to celebrate family and the birth of Christ. But did you know that more people spend Christmas Day surfing the web than going to church?
It's a little sad to say that, people, they don't really care to actually be there to, celebrate the birth of Christ, versus opening gifts and, just spending time eating food.
According to the National Retail Federation, only 17.3% of people are attending church. Topping the list is spending time with family and friends and browsing the web. But in this day and age, some people aren't surprised by that.
We just grew up thinking, the web is where it's at. We got to make sure we're keeping in contact with everyone across the world. So at times it becomes a lot more fascinating than, going to church or actually celebrating the reason why Christmas started.
It's Christmas Eve and not Christmas Day that draws the biggest crowds for many churches.
I think it's a matter of convenience. I think families are gathering together on Christmas Eve and then they feel like they've had the opportunity to celebrate, and Christmas Day is more of a time of relaxing at home.
And just because people choose not to go to church on Christmas Day doesn't mean they don't know the meaning behind Christmas.
I think it's more important to go on a consistent basis rather than just on Christmas and Easter. So, I think going just one less day out of the year isn't a big deal, but I think it's a big deal if that's the only time you ever do go to church.
Giovanna Simic, Valley News Live.
An American Express survey suggests December 26th shopping activity will surpass Black Friday and Cyber Monday. 66% of respondents plan to shop tomorrow. That's compared to 45% on Black Friday and 47% on Cyber Monday. 2 people are behind bars tonight after they attempted to rob the Scandia Hotel in downtown Fargo last night. The 2 are 30-year-old Dylan Peltier and 20-year-old Cassie Redroad. Witnesses outside of the hotel say they saw Redroad get out of a gold-colored van prior to the robbery incident. The same witnesses then saw her run out of the hotel and back into the van, and then it took off. Police say the woman walked up to the front desk of the hotel, demanded money, but did not display a weapon. After demanding the money, she ran to the vehicle with nothing. Both Red Road and Peltier were arrested for the charge of felony robbery and are being held at the Clay County Jail. It's Friday. That means it's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Noel Caffey Jr. is wanted for probation violation, possession of a controlled substance, and shoplifting. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Caffey. A rollover accident near mile marker 67 on I-94 West has people talking on our Facebook page. Most of them are saying many wrecks have happened in that area near Dalton, Minnesota over the last several months. The number jumped to at least 8 with last night's rollover accident. That's according to Minnesota Department of Transportation numbers. However, a sergeant with the Minnesota State Patrol says the wrecks aren't necessarily being caused by the design of the road. He says it comes down to contributing human factors, people taking their eyes off the road and being sleepy behind the wheel. A baby girl from Grand Forks is 3 months old now, and this was her first week at home. Everly Peterson had complications at birth and was not able to eat. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop introduces you to Everly and her parents as they continue to fight for answers.
Everly. Hi, sweetie. Yeah.
She's a little fighter, and she does it with a big smile on her face.
Yeah.
Baby Everly has been through a lot in her first 3 months of life.
We're hoping that one day her insides match her beautiful outsides, but at this point, there's a lot going on the inside.
Parents Brody and Aaron Peterson say Everly was born in late September, but could not take in food. She had surgery at 3 days old and eventually moved to a Wisconsin Children's Hospital with a specialist for intestinal issues.
We still, I guess, don't have exactly the answers.
The scariest part is the fear of the unknown between, with us and the doctors. We don't know what her insides are going to do.
The doctors are still analyzing what is going on with Everly and trying to determine if she has a rare genetic disease that impacts digesting food.
She's a normal baby. She just, besides the cords and the different way of feeding.
Everly eats through a slow drip feeding tube 24/7, getting about 5 ounces a day. In addition to the feeding tube, she gets nutrients straight through her bloodstream and is also catheterized. Doctors say that Everly is $1 million baby.
You know, everybody knows that medical costs are high, and I guess I haven't seen an exact dollar amount on all this, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it surpassed $1 million. It's amazing, all the stuff that they've done for her.
We call her priceless.
Brody and Aaron say that Everly has taught them so much and that this journey has not been done alone.
Yeah.
The last 3 months, we literally could not have got through this without the support of our community and our friends and our family.
For the Peterson family, this Christmas isn't about gifts or eggnog.
Definitely a great Christmas, yeah. It's gonna be a very low-key Christmas for us, but by far the best one I've ever had.
In Grand Forks, North Dakota, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
The Petersons have been in contact with Baylor University in Texas, where a doctor is studying the rare syndrome Everly might have. The family hopes to do genetic testing, something that's extremely expensive and rarely covered by insurance. There is a fund for Everly. The goal is $100,000 to help with medical expenses. To find out how you can help this family or more information, click on this story on valleynewslive.com. As many unwrapped Christmas presents today, one mother in the Valley received the gift of a lifetime. Sanford Family Birth Center is where more and more Valley moms every year meet their new babies. And today, our cameras got to meet Calliope Joe. She was born at 12:07 this morning to the Galinas family from Pearly, Minnesota. The family was in Reynolds for Christmas and had to make the 1-hour trek into Fargo for the special moment. Today was quite the surprise for the family as Calliope wasn't due until the first week of January. The Fargo Fire Department brought joy and presents to sick children today at hospitals in Fargo. About 10 firefighters participated in giving about 40 gifts to children at Sanford Children's and Essentia Hospital. The fire department started giving gifts 26 years ago when a firefighter's son was in the hospital and the boy was concerned Santa would not be able to find him. A nurse at the time told the firefighter's family groups typically come to visit children in the hospital before Christmas, but not on the actual day.